Hello, I'm Darren Rovell, and welcome to Fade Rovell, presented by BetMGM. That's where I, the square, go up against a sharp to see if they will fade me. Joining me here today is Chris Raybon, Action Network analyst and definitely sharp. And we're here in the wonderful Action Network studios in New York for the NFL Wild Card Weekend to preview the first round of the playoffs. But first, I want to remind you that Fade Rovell is presented by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. They have a great offer for new users. Just sign up using the code ACTION and you'll get a completely risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's right, ACTION for your first bet to be on BetMGM. Okay, let's get to it. It's the Bengals minus 8.5 against the Ravens. Why are you laughing? I haven't said anything yet.
Because it's just a funny line. I'm thinking you're going to take the Bengals, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so the Bengals are, in the last 24, the Bengals are what, 20-4 against the spread?
I believe so.
That's the best over the last.
Sounds like a Rovell play to me.
Sounds like a Rovell play. Well, I'm not doing that because I'm just not comfortable with it going to 8.5. I mean, again, I know what you're going to say. It is not touching a key number, and it's just, but it does go over the 7. Right, it goes over the 6.5, goes over the 7. I think that's a lot of points. I know it's not Lamar, but I'm just not comfortable with that. But I do think that this game winds up over 40.5. I love 40.5. I got 41 there, so I'm actually not going to have to buy anything here, right? So I like it at 40.5. I think that the Bengals are going to score plenty of points. I do think the backdoor cover. The Ravens are going to score enough to keep it within that 7.
Okay, you're doing a lot here because I feel like the low-hanging fruit is just taking the Bengals. But you're saying you like the Bengals to score, yet you don't think they cover the number. But the Bengals are 20-4 in their last 24 against the spread, and the Ravens are starting a backup quarterback.
They are.
So
a backup quarterback who's played a lot of the year, though.
I just feel like the Ravens' defense is what would keep them in this game. So if you like the Bengals to score, I feel like you like the 8.5. So this is interesting to me because I look at that 40.5 number and I say, why aren't the books just floating the 41, the key number?
Right, that's what I'm
And you look at the Bengals' injuries on the offensive line,
right.
And I think
so they're trying to goad me.
I think I would worry about that because remember, even in the matchup in Week 18, you had the Bengals score a lot of points off turnovers from Anthony Brown, there was not a lot.
On the other side.
So I actually like a lot of the Bengals unders in this game. Joe Mixon, for example, but. I just think it's interesting that you're not taking the low-hanging fruit in the Bengals, so I got to fade you there. I would go, if I like the Bengals to score points, I would just take the Bengals, not the over.
Maybe I should have taken the Bengals team over. That might have been
Maybe
the
you should have, but you
I'm
didn't. That's why we're fading you.
I'm not fading myself. I'm going with my pick, but I will say that in the end, as always happens, I win. Actually,
the game hasn't even been played yet. You didn't win anything. What are you talking about?
We'll come back. We need to
You're just spit facts to the camera, Darren, please.
All right, well, that will do it for this edition of Fade Rovell, presented by BetMGM. Be sure to go to our YouTube channel to see the other NFL Wildcard Weekend previews, and let us know if you're siding with Chris and the Sharps or not fading me and siding with me.